How is anyone making ends meet in this economy? My wife and I keep cutting back, and we're getting significant raises. But yet we keep going further and further in the hole every month. Restocking the fridge and freezer is now well over $500 a month. Mortgage is up. Taxes are up. Fuel is up. Pile home maintenance costs. Transportation maintenance cost. Credit card interest and student loan payments. We're both in 50K careers. We would need to make double what we're both making in order to actually pay down our debts and have enough money to live. How is this possible? How can two people working full-time salaried 40 to 70 hours a week keep getting further and further behind despite cutting unnecessary spending? How in the fuck is this okay to anyone? It's getting to the point where I'm strongly considering criminal enterprise, despite the fact that we both work government-related jobs. I'm exhausted. I'm frustrated. I feel like I'm being crushed under a boulder at the bottom of a lake. I don't want to go on living like this. I've been talking about getting a second job, but I'm literally at my first job from 8:00 to 8:00. Monday through Friday, and on the weekends I have to struggle and work to try and keep our house from falling apart. Plus doing paperwork on Sundays for work. And my vehicle drivable. It's the 6th of the month. All of our credit cards are maxed out. All of our accounts are at $0.00. Where the fuck do we go from here? Every year, my wife and I look at our raises and go, man, that'll really help. Then rent goes up. Other bills and groceries go up. And we're at the same spot we were the previous year, if not worse off. Dying of cancer. Had to quit my job a few months ago because treatment is so hard. I live with my oldest child, and I get less than 1,000 mo on SSI. My SNAP benefits have been cut. I can't even pay my bills on $991 a month. I don't know what to do. It feels like stopping treatment and letting myself die so the kids get my life insurance policy is the only answer. I hate it here. I cut back on my wants and some of my needs. I am the working poor, and my belt cannot get any tighter. I hear you. My wife and I make what I would have thought was real good money 10-15 years ago. And we're still living paycheck to paycheck. Shrinkflation is real. We pay more for less every year. Meanwhile, the rich get richer and the rest of us struggle to survive. Massive transfer of wealth going on. You pay your bills to someone who is very happy. We cut back all we can and prices just keep climbing. Our pay just isn't keeping up. This keeps going this way, it's going to collapse. This man-made creation called money. $900 billion a year for defense instead of our taxes actually benefiting us. Singapore 87 homeownership. They have real subsidized housing. The USA politicians who work 6 months out of the year. Yes. Both parties are not introducing any legislation to benefit any working class American. Debt, especially where CCs or variable interest rates are involved, will eat a person alive. You gotta make a structured, strategic plan for paying it off, or it won't go away. It is designed to drain your wealth. I usually take one for the team and cut back to 1 meal a day. I take the bus, aka sacrifice my time and comfort. I am enrolling nervous breakdowns at 30, so I'm not okay. My husband and I don't make near as much, however we don't live in an area where rent is $3,000 a month either. We have beat up cars that get us from A to Z, and I have a credit card with $1,500 maximum, but that's peanuts compared to lots of other people. IDK, we don't live high maintenance at all and we don't have kids. If I were you, I would file bankruptcy. I know it may traditionally have a bad name, but I hear when people file, their lives change financially for the better. Do you have federal loans to get on the SAVE plan? Get rid of cable if you have it. Shop around for cheaper car insurance and cell phone providers. A Fire Stick and Netflix or Hulu may work. My smart TV comes with free movies as long as I have Wi-Fi. Drink hot tea or coffee for breakfast. This is what I do to avoid eating down the food. Buy cheaper products instead of brand name items. I know this all sucks, but I'm just making suggestions. I recently switched car insurance and we got rid of cable last year to bring down my costs. My husband and I only make around $40,000 combined. We've both been in recovery. Me for almost 5, him for almost 6 years. So that delayed career paths and dreams. When I see posts like this, it really scares me. Because we are struggling so fucking hard now. And we're both planning to head back to school within the next year to hopefully make more. Then I see people on here say they're making more than we can imagine making and still living paycheck to paycheck. Plus we have a child. Life seems incredibly bleak and hopeless right now. I feel physically sick every day due to finances. Just a tip to save fuel: Walmart Plus paid for itself in like 2 months and is now saving me money from not having to drive. They also make grocery returns insanely easy. Click of a button. Refund if you have something bad or missing. Like normally if I came home with some bad fruit or something I wouldn't go back, but I do return it on the app since it's so easy. You don't have to tip at all. Walmart themselves boosts the wages for your order until it gets picked by a driver. I learned about their system from a driver who took orders for them. If you want a tip, tip after delivery for the driver to get the maximum pay. Yep, my wife and I only have one car. My wife's parents own the house that we live in. We just pay the WAF fee, which is $1,100 a month. We only shop at Aldi's. That's the only reason that I managed to save anything, and lately it's been like $1,000 a month. And every couple months something happens and I need to spend the entire savings back to square one. Been like that for years. It sucks. With our cost of living being so low, I would expect that I could save a lot more. Not in this environment, no sir. By cutting back on a lot of food. On the bright side, I lost a lot of fat. I don't have kids. I have a full-time job and a part-time job. Live alone. Well, I have 2 cats. They contribute nothing towards the mortgage or grocery bills. Freeloading cutie pies. Restocking the fridge and freezer is now well over $500 a month. Lol, that's low, my guy. Because trickle down has turned into trickle on. They are just hoarding the money and not making jobs. Reagan should be ashamed of himself, but he's dead, so the rich got what they wanted. I eat once a day and I have no emergency money. Bro, I have no idea. Checked my debit today and had $64. Woman shrugging, medium light skin tone, and I am by no means spending more than I was a year ago. That's the idea. You don't. That way you are in debt up to your eyeballs. Paying interest forever. X200B. But in all seriousness, one of the only ways to get any leverage back is to tax the billionaires and corporations properly. Also striking and unions. Bringing the power back to the individual rather than the companies. Rent will increase every year until it breaks your back and you move to another location. Only for someone else to move it at the higher rate right after you. We were where you are last summer. And then my kidneys failed and we lost my income entirely, and I got a whole truckload of new very expensive medical issues. Now we are only not homeless because we live with my in-laws for free. And we still can't afford to consistently put gas in the car to take me to treatment. It's relentlessly terrible here. Are you in an HCOL city? Can you request forbearance on your student loans due to economic hardship? If so, you can use that saved money to pay down higher interest debt like credit cards. A small piece of the puzzle, but might help chip away a bit.